Is it possible for us to be running out of silver? Now, some people in the community may think this way.
Oh, I believe it's very likely for us to run out of silver. I mean, no doubt about it, we are going to run out of silver.
While others in the community may have this kind of stuff to say.
Man, don't believe that hocus pocus silver disappearing act juju stuff. We'll never run out of silver. Silver is infinite. There's nothing that's gonna cause silver to disappear, alright? You hear that now?
But one thing we all know for sure is silver is being used in multiple ways. We have people who collects coins, who does nothing with it. Silver is also used in countless of other ways such as CDs, solar panels, cars, electronic devices such as computers, and a whole bunch of other ways that eludes me right now at the moment. But if you're someone who loves to stack silver, it's always good to know these kind of things. Are we running out of silver, or is this just simply a myth? Let's find out. Thank you so much for watching another video of Urban Lifestyle. My name is Eli. This is a community over 8,000 strong. If you guys want to help support that community, you guys can help out by leaving a subscribe, leaving a comment, leaving a thumbs up. Find me on my social media platform, Urban Lifestyle 1989, and don't forget to hit that notification icon so you guys get future notifications of my future videos. And if you guys do decide to join the community, I do want to sincerely say thank you in advance. Question of the day. Do you guys believe that it's possible that we can run out of silver? Comment down below. Let me and the community know your thoughts. So I was going over this article and it has some interesting stuff to say. So I just want to go over some key points in that article. And I also have the link down in the description if you guys want to read the article for yourself. But I also took some key points from that article and I wanted to share with you guys today. So let's go over it. Now, one of the first things that the article did talk about is there's over 2 billion ounces that disappeared within the past 10 years. Where did they go? I mean, ounces of silver don't just disappear, especially over 2 billion. I mean, that's a lot. Imagine if I had that kind of ounce.
Life is good.
Anyways, also in that article, it also stated that some analysts believe that we should have a shortage of at least 100 million ounces by the year 2020. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This article may be a bit old, but at the same time, 2020 is practically 6 months away, if you don't count this month. But I don't see no shortage. Now that doesn't mean that they're wrong. Maybe the year is wrong, or maybe it's just within the next 6 months we're gonna run through so much silver that it's crazy. Or just simply that we're not gonna run out of silver. Maybe silver is not as rare as we think. But I'd love to know what you guys think. Comment down below. Now, a third point that I caught in the article, which ties in with number one, is we're throwing our silver in the trash. We are throwing our silver in the trash. Countless of CDs, countless of electronics. What do we do with them? Do we like, hey, you know what? I got this old computer and I'm upgrading to a new computer. What am I gonna do with this old one? You know what? I'll just throw it in the trash. Matter of fact, I have a whole bunch of electronics just today that I threw away in the trash, including the computer. Now, to be honest, I would love to extract the silver from every electronic that I actually don't care for anymore. But at the same time, if you guys look up on YouTube, the extracting process of silver is very, very, extremely hard. To be honest with you, I'm kind of sensing that's what she said kind of joke coming on, but you know, I'm not gonna say it. Now, for point number 4 that the article did bring up was investors see silver as a safe haven while the banks are printing more money. We all know that the more money that any type of government do print, it devalues the current money that we all have in circulation right now. One thing us as silver investors see is they can't print silver. So as fiat currency does devalue, the value of silver tends to go up. But what does that mean as far as a shortage of silver? If we're all holding and storing all our silver, the more silver we're buying, let's say as a community, let's say just this community of 8,000 people, if all 8,000 people have over 1,000 ounces of silver and they're not doing nothing for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years with their silver, that's a whole bunch of ounces of silver that's not going back into the market that we're just holding in our safes. Doing nothing, collecting dust, being tarnished and all that extra stuff. Let's put it this way. Let's say there was just $1 million in fiat currency available to the whole entire world. And I had 90% of that fiat currency, and you know what? I'm not buying nothing with it. What would happen? More than likely, I'll set a crash to the global economy because I have 90% of the wealth and I'm not distributing it nowhere. And the rest of the world just have 10% to play with. So the more silver that us silver stackers tend to stack and keep away, the less silver there is out there. On top of all the silver that we're just throwing away with all the electronics that we have out there as well. Now, let's look at this chart.
So as we look at this chart, we can see that blue represents jewelry, we can see that red represents investment, green is industrial use, and purple means other. So looking at this chart, we can see from 2009 all the way up to 2015, which was just 4 years ago, we can see that an additional over 100 million ounces are being invested in. More people are buying silver than back in 2009 right now. So what does that mean? Of course, maybe a huge chunk of them are going to be buying or selling their silver, but there's going to be a huge percentage that's going to be storing their silver as well. They're not going to be doing nothing with it for the next maybe 10, 20, 30 years. And that's just silver that's being tucked away, not being used, not being put back into the industry. And on the other hand, we also have to look at jewelry. From 2009 all the way to 2015, we saw it has a little slight bump, which means over 200 million ounces of silver are being used for jewelry purposes, all right? So people who's buying up jewelry as well, when you're buying jewelry, what are you looking at it as? Are you looking at it as something that you're just holding? Are you gonna, some people may sell and they might melt it back and then give it back somewhere, who knows, other uses as well. But when you look at jewelry, over 200 million ounces, that's 200 million ounces that's being produced a year. And most people are keeping that for years to come.
Point number 5 that the article did make was silver supply cannot keep up with the current demand. What does that mean? Let's just put it in a term that everybody can understand. If a lot of people demand to watch my videos and they're demanding me to make videos, the supply is how much video can I actually produce. If I could produce a video a day and that's what the demand calls for, then yeah, we can do it. But if the demand wants me to produce 10 videos a day, now we're talking about like dreadful hours upon hours upon research that I would have to come up with to actually produce videos. But see, this is my mind. My mind is unlimited. I can create as much video as I want. And these videos are product of my mind. But silver is a product of the earth. If the demand calls for 10,000 billion ounces of silver on a day-to-day basis, but the earth can only produce 1,000, the supply will never keep up with the demand. Yeah, but Eli, the demand doesn't call for it just yet. Yes, but the demand has been increasing for silver. Let's check out this chart right here.
Now this chart is pretty much self-explanatory. We can see that the blue represents silver demand, the red represents silver supply, and the green is above ground silver. Now we can slowly see that silver demand has been slowly rising up, and of course this chart is showing prediction for the year 2020 because we're not there yet, and it's showing that the silver demand is going to be way above the silver supply and above ground silver. Now I believe that that's self-explanatory, even though we're not in 2020 yet, so there's no telling what's going to happen. We could probably find a shoot load of silver. I almost cursed there, but we can almost find, we could probably find a ton loads of silver. Who knows? Don't know.
And last but not least, what are my thoughts? What do I believe? Do I believe that we're gonna run out of silver? Do I believe that there's no chance of us running out of silver? To be honest with you, I know one thing. This last statement that I said, that supply cannot keep up with the demand, if the demand is big enough, we all know yes, there's not an infinite amount of silver out there. Yes, I know that. If the demand is too much than what we can actually produce as far as silver ounces or silver in general, it is possible for us to run out of silver. I think one of the things we should look into is, how is silver made?
So with all the information that I can gather up, it seems like silver is a byproduct of copper, gold, lead, and zinc refining. More than likely, it's just that silver is found, all right? Silver has been on Earth and has been on Earth for thousands of years, and we're consuming a lot of it, whether it be through jewelry, through personal use, investments, and most importantly, being consumed by industrial use, such as computers and all that extra stuff that we use silver for, that throughout the years that's coming, we're gonna throw away and never to be seen again. So, my personal thoughts is, it's possible, it is highly possible that we can run out of silver, but all we can focus on is the now. The now is what matters. If it's possible for you to buy silver right now, buy it all up, because if there is a shortage of it, then yeah, prices may be soaring up because there's a shortage of it. I mean, people want it, but there's not that much of it. So if we ever do run out of silver because we are consuming it all up, think of it as food. If you don't have food, what you're gonna do? You're gonna do crazy stuff so you can find food, and food prices will probably skyrocket. But thank God there's no shortage of food yet. But we have to be happy that we can buy silver right now. I mean, silver is fairly cheap right now. It's fairly undervalued in my opinion, of course. But I believe that we should be happy that we do have silver right now, because the only thing that matters is right now. If I were you, if it does happen where we run out of silver, at least you were able to stack for the now. All right? whatever the future may bring, as long as you can stack right now. That's all I gotta say.
Well guys, that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, leave a subscribe, don't forget to like and share. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that notification icon and have a wonderful day.